Professor Gil Conchas, thanks for coming in today to talk a little bit about your background, your research, and advice for potential students. And I'm very excited today in particular because I have a fellow sociologist here,
Yes.
a fellow alumni from working in the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. We have, we share such a common background, so this will be particularly fun for me.
Well, thank you for having me.
So I think an interesting place to start would be to tell us a little bit about your journey. Why did you end up becoming a sociologist, and a sociologist that looked at education in particular?
Well, I think in order to understand what I do, I think it's important to understand who I am. And I am the son of Mexican immigrant farm workers. I am an anchor baby. And the kind of questions I ask relate to that certain kind of upbringing. And so I attended Berkeley as an undergraduate and majored in sociology. And I didn't quite know, what a career, and so you obtain a degree in sociology as an undergrad, you don't quite know what you do with it. It was at the end of my sophomore year that I obtained a summer internship with a sociologist at UCSB, UC Santa Barbara, by the name of Denise Segura, who obtained her PhD in sociology from UC Berkeley. At the time, she was an assistant professor, and she was doing work that now is recognized as triple oppression among Chicanas. And she was doing this survey of job satisfaction among Chicana workers. And I learned how to do simple statistical analysis, ANOVAs. And from that experience, I said, I want to be a sociologist, looking at issues of social inequality impacting marginalized communities.
Tell me a little bit about your philosophy and approach to how university and university researchers can engage with schools in the community.
Well, first of all, a lot of my work speaks to the importance of context. So social context matters. If we look at what they call the so-called achievement gaps, what we're really looking at are these opportunity gaps that impact schools and teachers' ability for them to do their job. What happens when a kid comes to school hungry? What happens when a kid comes to school and has health issues? What happens if a kid is walking to school and he or she is going to get jumped by a gang? So I think that building the kind of bridges with community entities are important to address the real achievement gaps. And those are the opportunity gaps. So in my work, I try to partner with schools, school districts, community-based organizations, and work with them in terms of what their needs are. I think working with community entities will allow us to have a more holistic understanding of what is necessary to really make sure that every child has the opportunity to succeed. And work that's mutually beneficial, that's reciprocal, is important. And I think that when I was at the Gates Foundation, that's one of the approaches I took, is the kind of research, fund research that takes this kind of holistic approach, fund research that looks at it through different methodological lenses. But what I've always also tried to do when I was at Gates, as well as what I do as a professor now, is to help train the next generation of scholars that are doing this kind of work.